The doorbell rang again, and this time, God added a little punctuation point to the message that he was trying to send. He said, remember that pancake that you gave? You remember that last bit of biscuit that you gave to that pastor? Well, I just want you to know that there's plenty of pancakes where that came from. Here you go. Enjoy yourself and eat some pancakes. Come on, somebody. It's the taking care of business principle. And when we put God first, God will put us first. Let's just lift our hands to God.
God sent someone to my house, and I literally had no groceries, and I know a lot of people would be embarrassed, and I'm a little bit embarrassed to share this, but went to the Department of Social Services, and they wouldn't give me any food or benefits because I had I was over the poverty level, but living poor. I had nothing in my cabinets, and Pastor talked about a pancake story. For me, it was French toast. I had 2 slices of bread and 1 egg, and I made French toast for the kids' dinner for them to share the night before, and then the next day to share 1, and then the next day I had 1 left over, and Satan was lying to me, and he said to me, well, where's your God now? So I picked up my kids. They were hungry, and I decided to put on some praise music, and I thank God for the things I did have. And to kind of drown out the devil's lies, he was saying, God wouldn't, if he was so good to you, and if he was so good, you wouldn't be hungry. Someone knocked, and perfect stranger, I went to the door, and she said, are you Shelly? And I said, yes. And she said, well, Janice has been trying to get a hold of you today. My phone was disconnected. Janice was a higher-up person off a shelter, a local shelter, and they got an overshipment of supplies, and she thought about me. I was on her mind, and she sent someone, gave them my address, and packed up their car, that person's car. If my memory is correct, the person was Ann. I never met her before, and we made trips, so many trips to the car to get stuff that I wouldn't normally buy. I wouldn't buy ever because it was just too much, and it was luxury. I never bought paper towels. It was a luxury item. I never bought it. Everything you could think of. My pantry was filled, cleaning supplies, everything. And after I shared with Janice how that came at the moment of need and the moment that I was tested by the devil to give up faith, she said, well, I didn't know. And why didn't you tell me? And I was crying, and she got some organization together. They gave me a check, paid my car insurance for 6 months. I didn't make a lot, but I tithed with the little that I did make. 6 months, I had my rent caught up, and that's the beginning of the miracles. And people just don't, I know a lot of people who just wouldn't normally believe that could happen, and it really happens, and it happened to me. I feel so blessed and so fortunate to have a wonderful God and Savior, and he didn't just work miracles thousands of years ago. He does it today, and he's done it for me time and time again.